Yo, how's it going, guys? Mikey McPage here, hitting you up with a fresh new update. It's been a minute since I actually did a video update. I feel like normally I would just post these in the community tab and call it a day, but you know, this one seems pretty important, so I decided to make an actual video update to get y'all's attention and also just to flex my fingers, you know, do a little editing. It's been months since I actually touched all this, and it's still feeling a little new to me, so I'm trying to get back into the motion, you know, just... So to catch all up, I took about maybe 3 months to deal with some personal stuff in my life and just to figure out where I wanted to take the direction of this channel and see where I can improve on, because after seeing the couple videos I did done and just seeing like the quality for sure has went up, but the numbers not so much, it did become a little demotivating to even try doing this at all. I know part of it is my fault. You know, I was the one that just up and went like 6 months after leaving the good thing that I didn't know I had back then. And now coming back and with these new additional changes that I made, it just doesn't seem to be working as I thought it would. I still love doing this. I still love the whole game of this. I love video editing. I love just spending hours just figuring out ways to present a video. But the thing I still can't figure out for the life of me is the marketing aspect. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate marketing, especially when I have to do it for myself. For some reason, I can't see the value in my videos as some of my wonderful fans do. And that's a terrible habit I just keep slipping back into. But hopefully by the end of this year, I'm trying to finish up this YA urban fantasy novel I've been working on for the past 2 or 3 years. You probably heard me mention it every now and again, The Shadow Zoo. It's finally coming to a close. I only have 5 chapters left to finally finish it, and then I finish up the final draft and start doing the querying and looking for an agent and all that fun stuff. But the plan for this channel was always to build a big enough audience so I could push my book upon. That's literally been the goal since like back in the Katana film days. And for a while, it seemed to have worked. It really have. I've been reaching numbers in the thousands and hundreds of thousands way back then. But I really dropped the ball, and now it feels like what I had, which was a good thing going, just kind of fell out of place, and I need to get back up there. So that brings us to today's video, to talk about these changes I've been thinking about for the past 2 months while I was away. You know, I wasn't just screwing around. I was actually thinking about ways to improve the channel. I came up with some major changes, some things that I believe will be beneficial to all of us, you guys in terms of entertainment, and me in terms of reducing the workload. But yeah, I'm going to go through these 3 changes one by one, and you could see them again. They're listed in the Patreon page. There's a whole typed out version, but just to make it easier and explain a little more of what I envision going forward, yeah, I do believe it's going to be really good. So starting with the first change, fudge the system. You know, that whole system I had with the batch reviews and making a whole list to present, oh, this is what I'm going to review for the next couple of months. Yeah, that's going away. One, because I was starting to see that no one was really vibing with it at all. It felt more like a selfish endeavor for myself, because generally I'm a very organized person. I like working with a whole system and list and just knowing stuff to check off. That was very organizational for me, just to keep track of what I wanted to do. But the problem with that, the main issue that imposed on me it's because I was so focused on these list of reviews that I was covering that I was missing out on like some big, like the latest trends in like book and movie adaptations, like Artemis Fowl or Ready Player 2 or Shadow and Bones. I mean, there were a bunch of stuff that I could have covered and probably heightened my status on YouTube, or just to get back to that one place that I've been. But instead, I was just focused on these other reviews, other promises I made to people that could have been hit or miss depending on who wanted to see it or not. And yeah, I mean, just it's pretty standard. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna start focusing a little bit more on the latest trends, trying to get myself more into the algorithm, trying to mesh with that, see how to grab more audience attention and stuff like that, and as well listening to the community as well. I promise, that is always the number one thing I try to do. I try to listen to you guys and your requests, which brings me to the second change, the community request list. I wish I had the trumpet. It would have sounded more authentic if I said, wait a minute, I got it. The community request list. I found this while cleaning out my room and I completely forgot about it, but it works better than a recorder. So you might see this come back from time to time. Now, this is something that never went away. Everyone and their mothers, and probably mothers too, if you're watching this, everyone has a request that they like to see. You know, someone wants this to be covered or that to be covered or just so much. And I don't want to make the impression like it's annoying or anything. Quite the contrary. I love them. I really love them. And I always keep them in the back of my mind to see it or envision how I could really, make the video entertaining as well. Like way back in like the Katana days, like I had an incredible list of like reviews, always seeing what people wanted to see, and I always would list them down in like the notes app of my computer, and it would if I could find it right now, I'll show you like the whole list. But the problem with that, it's outdated. Like I can't use that anymore. Like the audience I had back then is definitely not the same one I have now, and there's probably like new requests or like adaptations people want me to see that probably don't mesh with the one I had back then. So to make this easier and to probably make a little bit of a profit, I have created the community request list over on Patreon. For just $1, you can both be supporting the channel and you have access to this list when you can list as many BVM ideas you want. I mean, you could do it right here. It doesn't matter where. You can post it on Twitter, my email, in the communities tab. You can even post it down here in the comment section of this video. I will always see it and I will always keep it in mind. But there's no doubt in my mind that it will be much easier just to compound them all into a list, an old list that I used to have, and just put it right there. I would look back from time to time to see this list and probably pull one that you guys want to see. It's fresh, it's current, and one that I could choose as long as I'm not working on another project, or like if I'm actually in the mood or it seems like a good idea or the right time or season to cover this particular review. That list will be there. I will always come back to it from time to time, check it out and see what you guys want to see. And I'll probably choose from that list specifically because, like if you're supporting me, most likely you'll get first dibs to see what review I cover next. And this particular perk for $8 members, $8 page members, it's still in the works because I still have to see how this whole like video structure I have going on now, which we will talk about in a second, but I still have to see if it'll help reduce the workload. If so, if I can get videos out faster, then I will implement this. But I envision every 1 or 2 months, depending of course on the workload, I will choose a request that some $8 page member made on that list, and it will automatically be made at the beginning of every month, every 1 or 2 months. I feel like that's rewarding in itself. It's not too much of a burden on me, and I feel like I can cover it. From the time this video was made, there's actually already requests up there wanting me to cover or finish up the rest of the Hunger Games series, which I assume is Mockingjay, and I hope to get it done by next year. Start implementing this particular perk beginning next year, just to have a trial period to see how all this will flow in the next 1 or 2 months. If there are some genuine fans out there who've been watching me and my dumb shenanigans for years now, please consider supporting me in this. It's only $1, and if not for this, then for at least to rank up the numbers to get to the 100 community goal list of my torment for the Twilight series. Look, that ain't moving at all. I don't care what anyone says. I ain't touching that Twilight until I see some efforts, if anyone wants me to see it. Like, I'm good there. Yeah, I could gatekeep it. I could imprison it behind that 100 goal for as long as I'm doing this channel. With that said, there's one more big change, and this is probably the biggest by far because it's a complete restructure of how I've been doing my videos, or a reversion, because we are going back to formula. Now, to give y'all an idea of how I view the progression of this channel in general, like, we have the Katana Films era, and we have the 8 Pages Deep era. Now, for the Katana Films era, you know, it was more like I was just doing a ton of jokes and inside commentary, just viewing the movie as it goes. But there wasn't enough, like, in-depth analysis, at least not until, like, the final 3 or 4 videos that I've been trying to implement it more. And so 6 months had passed, and I came back trying with a new idea, trying to make these videos a little bit more scientific and serious and analytical. I cut out the camera and commentary because honestly, I thought it would make it much easier to edit these videos. But surprise, surprise, it wasn't. I also failed to realize that I eliminated the things that made these videos fun to begin with. You know, in the back of my mind, you know, trying to get someone on a book is a very hard sell. Video games and movies, it doesn't seem that difficult, but with books, you know, not many people read anymore. So I feel like I have to try a little harder to make these stories more entertaining and at least get someone to think, oh wow, maybe I should check this book out. It seems like a whomping good time. And to be honest, I really miss just making like snide jokes, commentary about the whole thing. And just thinking about it now, I really did eliminate, I had a good balance going between, you know, analytical and just look at this fool right here, this guy. Yeah, I took away the pride and joy of this channel, but I'm bringing it all back. You actually might have noticed already with the Ready Player One review I just put out recently. You know, I brought back the face cam. I was trying to insert myself into like watching the movie and putting a little bit more commentary. But from here on out, I'm going full on charge with these changes. Starting with, where'd the book go? Hold on. Dune. I saw that movie. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I definitely could not wait for the second part. I just need to know what happens now. So for my first experimental stuff that I'm gonna be working on, sorry for Dune fans, but this will be the first book I cover since people are still talking about it, and I'm really excited to just see what happens next. I'm a couple pages in, like if you want to know where I am in the book, I guess the traitor has been revealed and shit's already about to hit the fan. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this story goes. Now with these changes, now they brought back the money shot right here. I mean, of course, I'm also bringing back the movie commentary stuff, you know, just sitting there, just making my jokes, my comments, my insights, you know, just giving that experience as if you guys were with me watching the movie. Because now with this new computer setup that I have now, it seems a lot more possible, and I can make the experience a little bit more smoother and, you know, just a fun time for everyone, for both you and me. Some might be rewatches, other might be actual like first viewings of movies I've never seen before. The whole experience is just, I don't know, it's a mixed bag, but it's a good mixed bag. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be really fun about it. At least I believe so. So the intro and ending will pretty much be scripted, while the middle portion of just watching like the movies or TV shows, commentary, that'll be entirely improv, and I'll just, you know, just go with the flow and just talk about the differences as I see them. I don't think I'll be able to cover everything as I used to before. It's going to be just the main topics or just stuff that I remember in the moment. So I'm sorry if you want me to be this perfect man-made machine, but I'm just gonna cover the stuff that I think are important and the stuff that I feel like were fun to discuss in the moment. Now here's probably the biggest difference between YouTube and Patreon. And this is discussing like the actual like movie commentary or movie reactions as you'd like to see it. But for YouTube, there will be a very heavily edited version of that whole discussion. Like you might as well just imagine it's like a highlights reel covering like the main important discussions out of that watch and just stuff that I felt like needed to be made into a YouTube review. For Patreon members, $5 and up, you will get the raw, full-length movie commentary reaction, whatever you call it. I don't even know what to call it, but yeah, you're gonna get pretty much the full movie. Of course, these movies, these commentaries are gonna be the video might be blurred, the audio might be janky because copyright. I ain't trying to lose money over this, so you can either watch it on your own with me, or you can just enjoy the edits that I make. But it's gonna be edited. All of it is gonna be pretty much edited, pre-recorded, so I can just work it out and not have to deal with any of the issues. I mean, just like today, I just woke up and I just got copyrighted for Me Before You, a review I've done for years now. I don't know why it took them that long, but people are still trying out to get me. And I just need to make sure that I can still make a profit out of these videos. And especially with the Patreon exclusive stuff, you guys will be getting the full movie reactions to these. Again, don't worry, like I'm gonna make sure the YouTube side of things get as much of the good content, while the Patreon, it feels more like bonus content, me discussing like side stuff or minor differences that happen in the book, such as, oh my god, she changed her hair, they changed her hair in the movie, I can't watch this anymore. Oh, the small changes, the stuff that doesn't really need to be glorified in an actual review, but they will be there, and there'll also be some extra stuff as well. What I also plan on doing, in terms of books that have multiple adaptations to them, I might actually make it a Patreon exclusive, or make Patreon exclusive reviews on those other adaptations that are covered. So, for instance, for an example, since we're around the holiday season, A Christmas Carol. God knows how many adaptations have been made for that freaking story. And this is not set in stone. I actually don't know what I'm going to be covering for Christmas this year. But it might not be. It might be. I don't know, depending on what you guys want to see. Leave in the comments down below of what holiday movie you want me to cover. But where was I going with this? So using The Christmas Carol as an example, maybe for YouTube, I decide to cover the Jim Carrey one, the 3D one. I don't know how it was rated, but maybe I'll cover that one for Christmas. And then maybe later in the day, for Patreon only, I'll do an extra bonus review for them on A Muppets Christmas. It could be the other way around, but just to give you a general idea, maybe that's where I am. For $5, you get the full movie reactions and maybe some side bonus review content on the side. Just to make the perks wow. Because the perks I had before, you get a week early access to these reviews, but no one was really using it. I don't think anyone was. They were like, oh, we could just wait. We could just wait a week. That's all. Doom. They just went around it. So yeah. These are the new perks that I'm going to implement in this update. So those are the 3 major changes I am doing to this channel. And you guys are free, because this is our channel. This is for us, for you and me. And you can freely comment down below to give me your feelings about this. But this is the direction I really want to go to. As I'm imagining it, all I have to do is really just read the book, jot down a few notes just for the intro, watch the movie, with you guys and just, make light commentary. I will be the kind of guy who's just pausing and just to get his thoughts out. And then all I have to do is just make a quick final thoughts on the whole thing. I hope it's as easy to edit as it is in my head, because I could just look at it right now and just see, all you need to do is just splice these parts up and just put them together. Maybe just do a little editing on the side. But yeah, that's my real concern. I'm just want to get these out there so I still stay relevant, so I don't fall so far back and just be lost with the amount of reviewers that are always putting stuff out. I want to get my name out there. I do believe that the work I've been producing all these years, I've gotten way better. I just want a little bit more recognition for the works, which is mostly my fault for not trying hard enough. You guys have always been supportive with me over the years, and I cannot stress how grateful I am that you're still sticking with me. Thank you so much. Again, feel free to express your thoughts about this and leave a comment down below. Just let me know. And with that said, I guess I've said that all needs to be said. Mikey McPage is out, and I'll see you guys probably in the Dune review. Take care.